Connecticut State, and are raring to go. Take a look at the Wagner starting lineup as well. Seahawks coming off a win over St. John's, their first since 1975. Wagner is 7-1. They're a real tough team. Expect this to be something of a track meet between two teams that like to play at a fast tempo.
Yeah, they also are really big on their defense. Both teams love to defend, love to get out and run. It's going to be a quick one for sure.
And here is Shug Dixon, Rutgers' leading scorer at more than 8 points a game. Late in the shot clock, 3 to shoot. Number 3 pulls up off the back of the rim, but Ash Brown, nation's active leader in rebounds, tracks down her first of the day.
You see her get into it already, looking to watch the ball come off the rim.
And thrown away. Drea Hayward running the break. The Jersey native can't hit the lefty lay-in, but gets it back. And a second chance here for the Seahawks. And that sort of epitomizes what they want to do.
2 back-to-back turnovers. I mean, the Seahawks are going to stay on it. They're looking to take the ball in any opportunity they can get. We talked so much about the turnovers for Rutgers throughout the year, and they had 21 last game. I mean, they're definitely going to have to clean it up on offense.
And now Rutgers snatches it away. Here's Ash Brown running the break. Brown carves her way in for the first 2 of the day.
And a terrific read from her, and one thing that, you know, Wagner wants to clean up as well. You know, Coach Coburn says, you know, hey, we want to keep our turnovers under 15 a game. We want to make sure that we take care of the basketball. That's something that's also been plaguing us throughout the year. So we have to keep an eye on it for both teams having turnovers issues.
Here's Anaya Thibault. Look inside for Catrice Jackson, a junior making her first career start today. Late in the timer for the Seahawks. On the blow by Cowan, drove the lane and a double block there. Nice convergence by the Rutgers bigs. Brown back to work. Goes to the left shoulder this time, left it short. Well, for Wagner, you have to watch out for number 24 in green, Amelia Christograva. She is the reigning Northeast Conference Player of the Week. Back-to-back all-conference pick 2, 1,000-point scorer. She is the engine offensively.
And they're going to look to get her touches every time they come down. I mean, you see right there already going to work. A turnover there, but they're looking for her. She does a great job of moving without the basketball. She sets the screen. She'll slip the screen. She's a very sneaky player. You know, watching her, she knows how to get open. She knows how to seal her defender, and this Wagner offense has just really run through her.
And how about Rutgers, as soon as she gets that on the slip, doubling her with a third trail defender, too?
Yeah, you're not going to see too many one-on-one opportunities. You know, they know that they have to make her work hard to score the basketball. If you shut down her, then, you know, you have a good chance of getting the win tonight because you're having to make other players step up.
The free throw line for Tyia Singleton, coming off a big performance, and a blocking foul. Now, Tyia Singleton, nearly a double-double last time out in that Central Connecticut State win. Season high 16 points, 9 rebounds, 3 blocks, enjoying some of her best scoring of her career in this last 4 games or so. And there she is. She'll take that wide open and knock it down.
And that's what she's got to do. I mean, they leave her open at the mid-range. I really like how the bigs have been coming along, working on their stroke from there. I mean, just a great read from her. She said that she's trying to be a leader for her team, you know, whether that's scoring or on the defensive end, and a great bucket there.
Now, the first 4 points for the Scarlet Knights. And looking to add. Petrie, open look from the perimeter, not there. And then a foul goes against the Scarlet Knights on the rebounding action.
And a nice box out from Jackson there, being able to hold Tyia Singleton off the board. That's one thing that Wagner is going to have to do today. They're going to have to keep them off the glass. I mean, we know that Rutgers out-rebounds their opponents in almost every game. They're looking to crash hard. You have Ash Brown and Tyia Singleton down there, so you're just going to have to block out.
Tough creation there for Drea Hayward. Wagner 0 of 4 shooting to start. And that time Sayani Lassiter throws it away with Brown open on the other end. Now Thibault in transition, and the shooting woes continue. Now Rutgers in the middle of a home stretch, trying to piece together some good mojo with a 6-game losing skid earlier in this non-conference slate. With the holiday break and Big Ten action looming. And another turnover by Rutgers. This time Hayward all alone, and Wagner gets on the scoreboard.
Hayward, great job shooting the passing lane. I mean, she's done that twice already, too, still just really reading the pass. I mean, Rutgers has to do a better job of starting their offense not too far out from the three-point line. You see where Shug Dixon is right there. You got to put a little pressure on this zone because if you have them standing right there, they're going to be able to take the passing lane away very easily.
Look inside. Great feed for Brown, who's patient down there, and a pretty feed, too, from Dixon.
A terrific read from her, seeing Osh Brown just crash and let her know, like, hey, you make that eye contact, you'll be able to cut into the lane, and Osh Brown, very sneaky move there, and she converts.
Now Brown's got a quick 4 points. Now Rutgers, over these back-to-back wins before this, a big win over Delaware State, getting lots of post scoring as they commit the foul that time with Catrice Jackson down low.
And one thing about this Wagner team, they're looking to execute on offense. I mean, and a great pass there from Shug Dixon. I mean, Osh Brown, like you said, 4 quick points, doing a great job offensively, just making sure she's set to score the bucket. And I've said it time and time again, I think the Bigs have really grown. You've seen their development throughout the year. They feel more comfortable out there because, I mean, you know, they're just being patient down there. They want their teammates to trust them and know that they can finish.
One more at the line for Jackson, junior from the state of South Carolina. Mentioned this is her first career start. First time Wagner has strayed from its usual starting 5, involving Kem Wabudu, who checks on now for Jackson. And Wabudu on, as is Lena Losinese, the NEC Rookie of the Week. Bit of a stretch forward. And Jalen Mason on for the first time for Rutgers, as Dixon goes out. Now midway through the opening quarter here, Rutgers with a 3-point advantage. Scarlet Knights looking to get back to an even 500 record. Singleton goes to work, but traveled in the process. And that'll take us to a break. Rutgers back-to-back wins, and a team with 8 newcomers, including 7 transfers, and 8 returners from last year's NCAA tournament team. This is the point in the year where you want to see that chemistry building, and it seems like over this week especially, we've seen those glimpses or bigger stretches even of that.
Well, yeah, great bucket from Cowan, but also, yeah, to your point, I mean, Coach even said in the post-game, last game, and said that, you know, he's looking for that gelling starting 5. He's looking for that 5 to be on the floor, to play together, and who's been the most productive, because now it's time. You know, you don't really have too much of a trial period now going into conference play. So now he's figuring out, like, who deserves to be on the floor at certain times and who looks better with that chemistry.
2 good looks there for Rutgers. Again, the post play has really driven this team. Krista Grava takes her first look and is short on the 3. She can knock it down from there too. And expect Rutgers, a team that is in several games here in the non-conference, played all 16 players. Expect them to whittle it down to a rotation. That's what acting head Coach Tim Eatman has told us he wants to do when Big Ten play starts in 2 weeks. Now late in the shot clock here, Petrie. Timer's at 5. Mason's open from 3. In and out. But Petrie crashes the glass and puts it in. Good follow.
Nice job from Petrie to follow that rebound. Mason with the wide open bucket. It was a good shot there. Rutgers working around the offense, and you see a turnover there, but just really being proficient. And, you know, the one thing about the rebound is they can really clean up when their players miss.
Petrie into the corner for Lassiter, who sneaks it down low for Singleton. And there is that chemistry.
Great pass from Lassiter. I mean, she had a career-high 7 assists last game. I mean, she does a great job of attacking the lane and finding her players. I feel like she is more confident and she plays more fluid, you know, when she's looking for her players. She is a great passer. Like I mentioned, 7 assists last game. Just a great job finding Singleton down there.
And then Kem Wabudu is off the mark from the elbow, but Petrie can't handle it. This will be Wagner basketball. This is the second look at the crash by Petrie. And something else Rutgers has talked about trying to do better with all these different players is better shot selection that allows some possibility for offensive rebounding.
Absolutely. I mean, you see here they're playing a zone. You're going to have to knock down that open shot eventually, and Mason took a good one there, but you saw, I mean, it was no defender down there, just really out of position in that zone, and so they really took advantage. Petrie get a wide open layup.
Wabudu misses that one with Sakima Walker there defensively. Dixon back in for Rutgers as well. How about Petrie? Rutgers has been wide open on this right arc, but Petrie can't hit that. A couple of good looks from basically that same exact spot so far for the Scarlet Knights, but 0 of 4 from deep now. Here's Kate Tokahara in for the first time and lost it off her thigh. It's a Wagner turnover. I expect some of this pressure from Wagner throughout the day. Everybody knows Rutgers in the 55 for sure, but a Wagner team that comes into today forcing more than 21 turnovers a game, and that is the goal day in and day out.
Absolutely. I mean, we've seen time and time again Rutgers make those mental mistakes, bad passes. I mean, why not? You know, you pressure them and then you fall back into the zone because they really want to get a handle on the bigs. But, you know, Rutgers has a couple turnovers, but I think so far, like, just right there, they've been executing really well on offense, finding Sakima Walker. Great pass. The bigs really carry him through at this point.
Nice poise late in the shot clock, too, for Dixon to find Walker, who is developing that mid-range game, even though she's a 6'4" center.
Absolutely. We talked about it. She said she wants to get out to the three-point line, but slow and steady, she wants to, you know, continue to knock down those mid-range jumpers.
Mosinese can't get open here. Hounded by Mason. And now 6 to shoot for Wagner. Rutgers on a 6-0 run. Thibault on a step back over Walker. How about that knockdown? Just talked about her 6'4" and Thibault with the rainbow over.
And the length of Walker and Thibault still being able to connect. She's so quick on that first step, got a little bit of separation. Sweet knockdown bucket.
An important basket there too for the Seahawks. Final minute of play in this opening period. And again, Rutgers works well into the shot clock. Downstairs, Brown in a crowded catch, and she gets fouled. That's just the second foul against Wagner in the period, though.
And a really nice look. I mean, see here, Thibault, I mean, God, that was a nice bucket right there. Just over the lengthy Sakima Walker. I mean, she just has so much confidence in her shot. This is a veteran team, you know, and one thing about it, they do have a lot of confidence. They feel like they're going to make their shots in their buckets. A slow start for them, but just a great shot from Thibault.
Awa Sidibe in for Rutgers for the first time. About a 6-second difference shot and game clock here. Dixon, skip it for Petrie. And a 3-second call goes against the Scarlet Knights. Looked like that was Walker who was inside the paint area. And Wagner will get it back with a chance to hold for one. Wagner over this 6-game winning streak, wins over St. John's, good teams like Manhattan, Colgate. Looking for a big one though here. Mosinese open at the horn and cans the three. Big basket for Wagner to close out this opening period. Their star freshman gets on the board. Runners up, and now Terrell Coburn in his first year as the head coach, elevated from assistant, has this team right back at it.
Yeah, he said that one thing about them, they're just so poised, and you can really tell they have the experience and they have the chemistry with each other. Look at that, a great pass there from Thibault. I mean, really just reading each other, and you can tell right there, I mean, right as she comes off the screen, they just really know how each other's plays, and the chemistry just shows every time that they're out there on the floor.
Thibault in her second year as the starting point guard, and she's been the assist queen in her 2 years, averaging better than 5 assists in both seasons, and that time sets up Jackson to go to the free throw line.
Right, and a great read from her, taking 2 defenders. I mean, Rutgers going to have to talk it out, whether they switch or get back, because her drawing 2 defenders just left the lane wide open for her to dive.
One more coming here for Jackson. Balanced scoring so far from Wagner. 5 different players have poured in scoring. And a tie ball game. Rutgers led by as many as 7 there in that opening period. But now a 7-0 run since that big advantage. Look down low for Walker, tipped away by Jackson, but Walker gets it back for 2.
Great read from Dixon there. I mean, getting her head up because the post players have definitely been making an impact. So I really like that Rutgers has been trying to get it inside every time, and great hustle from Walker to clean it up.
Mosinese got open on the baseline, but couldn't finish in the mid-range. Rutgers did have 7 turnovers there in that opening quarter, but the story for them offensively has been the assists as of late. 80% of their baskets over these last now 3 contests have been assisted, which is a high level of chemistry as we're talking about.
Right, and they said the trust level has definitely grown throughout the year, and you can tell right here just really taking a risk and throwing passes down to their base and counting on them to finish.
Petrie from way downtown, from back home in Detroit. That's a big 3.
And we said it, they're going to have to knock down some 3-pointers to make that zone move. I mean, eventually, you know, they're going to try to get a handle on these post players, but once they do that, you're going to have the outside shot, so a big shot from her.
Rutgers' first made 3 of the day. Here's Krista Grava to her compatriot in Mosinese. Now Cowan in the corner, can't find the answer. And Dixon will slow things down. 6th-year graduate student coming in from Missouri this year, Mizzou. And finds Lassiter, the Florida State transfer, and that 3 won't drop. Plus a foul on the rebound. That was Sidibe, it looked like, going over the back.
See them working the ball around, and I mean, Petrie was far out there, but just really felt like she needed that 3-pointer back. One thing we've been seeing is when she knocked down her 3-pointers, they've generally been in the same area. So, you know, she missed that one in her last attempt and was able to knock that down, and great execution on offense.
Here's Hayward trying to create, but Rutgers ices the ball screen there, and she gets held up. Cowan, this Wagner set has not been efficient. Now a touch from Marissa Sanchez-Henry in for the first time, and she threw it away. But Rutgers gives it right back and then fumbled out of bounds. Butterfingers on that possession for both teams.
Scarlet Knights there.
If you enjoyed it, Tim Eatman certainly did too. This is a team that has staked its identity to defense. Of course historically, but this year, same again. As Singleton cuts, how about the post-to-post feed there from Brown?
Oh, they're making it look easy. I mean, Shook Dixon started it with the no-look pass. Brown put her hands up high, looking for the pass there. Once she got it, she already knew. Tyia Singleton, that was a prime example of the chemistry that they've gotten. Osh Brown caught the ball, and Tyia Singleton dove to the block, made herself available for her teammate, and she found her, and it ended up with a layup.
And here's a second look at that.
I mean, you look just textbook right there. I mean, a great job. I mean, you could just tell that they're really communicating. They're talking it out on offense, and a great pass from Osh.
And now a steal. Dixon running the floor and loses the defender. And Rutgers goes in front by 9, largest lead of the opening half. And now Terrell Coburn wants to talk things over with Rutgers on a 9-0 run.
Play defense as well, just getting rewarded. Right now, Rutgers just really looking in sync. I mean, they're getting everything to go offensively, and I think trust is a big deal there.
Now that time a 3 from Drea Hayward. It's the second triple of the opening half for Wagner. Cuts it to a 6-point gap. The Rutgers shooting 56% here so far. Wagner at 33%. So you can look to that as some of the disparity in the score. Brown bumped off her spot. How about the feed for Dixon? Now the pump fake. Late with 5 on the timer, and Dixon finds the mid-range. 4 points now, plus 4 assists as well for Dixon.
And you could tell she read that. Ooh, she read this pass as well. Another steal here and a tough finish. Shook Dixon doing it on both ends of the floor.
A couple of pick sixes in this opening half for the 6th-year graduate student who Rutgers did not have last time out. Was a bit under the weather, non-COVID illness, and boy, they are happy to have their leading scorer back today. So out of that Wagner timeout, they get the 3, but then they throw it away. And now Wabudu. And Thibault will reset. 4 to shoot. Off the Wabudu screen. Sauce it up, but stripped. Rutgers once again stands tall defensively.
Yeah, turnovers really plaguing Wagner right now. The Seahawks got to clean it up on offense.
Brown bullying her way inside, plus the foul. She is a force to be reckoned with this year.
I mean, in this half, the post players have really been stepping up big. You could tell, like I keep saying it, the chemistry been looking great. They've been getting the bigs more touches. Asha Brown with the power dribble turnaround. Terrific read from her to realize she can get that one-on-one situation, and she gets the and one.
Brown, the transfer from Ball State, continues to find her way with this team. And missed the free throw there, but Lassiter has the offensive rebound. And the pause will be for the shot clock reset. Brown right now up to 6 points. Getting in just about every game early in non-conference. You start to see Brown for more and more action, and she continues to look more and more comfortable.
Right, and not too many subs in this first half. I mean, you've been seeing them usually. We get a fresh 5 out there, a fresh 5, and, you know, just keep on doing it. But right now, just really trusting them to make a way.
Mason, no. Singleton, put back. Rutgers pounding the offensive glass. That's their 5th offensive board.
And they're just really dominating Seahawks down low. And they only had 1 loss this year, and the loss to St. Peter's. They were out-rebounded, so that was a huge factor in them losing that game. And tonight and today, just really struggling to keep a hold on the post players.
Cowan, no on the layup. Now, don't forget, this was a 2-point game after the opening quarter. Right now, Rutgers on a 17-3 run, but Wagner trying to stymie that. Hayward does not get the bounce. She will shoot a couple of free throws, though.
And, it was a 2-point game because of that mistake right there. Rutgers has been passing it around, and, when they're looking on offense and when they're creating offense and the post players cleaning up the boards, that's their game. The bigs getting in position to get offensive rebounds. They were taking good shots from the outside, and that's where they've been able to make this run. But you saw Hayward there shooting the passing lane once again. She's done that 3 times in this half. So, I mean, that's something that kept the game close. So Rutgers is just going to have to do a better job with the passes on the perimeter.
Yeah, 3 carbon copies of that play and 4 total steals in the first half for Hayward, product of Newark, New Jersey. And got them both at the free throw line. And it gives the Seahawks a chance to set up this full court press, and much in the same way Rutgers does when it's trailing, it will try to get some extra possessions here out of the press, but they can't there. Dixon goes right through it. Mason. Now Dixon looking to create. Was looking at Singleton, but now tied up in a held ball. It will stay with Rutgers and 8 to shoot. That time Wagner did a better job crashing on Singleton. You could see what Rutgers was trying to set up. What do they do here on the baseline out of bounds? Oh, in for Singleton, who had the positioning that time. May have been altered by, looked like, Wabudu. 2 on the timer. Late shot off the backboard. Everything going. That time Jalen Mason for the triple.
She kind of did a shrug there. Can't believe she was able to hit that one. But like you said, everything going right now. They're going to have to shoot more outside. Just a couple of outside buckets here in the first half. A great shot from Mason.
Wabudu on the back down. Fading away through the contact. Good finish there from the senior Wabudu as Wagner tries to stay in arm's length, at least, with Rutgers.
And Tyia can't believe that call there. Wabudu just being patient, keeping the ball up high, and Singleton looking at the referee, can't believe that she got called for that touch, had her hands on her back there.
And it is the 2nd foul against Singleton, so she goes out. Kemah Walker checks back in. Here's Lassiter. Wagner sending that defense out beyond the perimeter here. threes have gone down now for the Scarlet Knights. Down to Brown. Through the double team. Didn't hit the lamp, but got her own miss. And then tried to gather, but Wagner touched it out of play.
The offensive rebounding once again being a factor. I mean, when the bigs miss those chippies, you're going to have to gather the board. I mean, they're getting too many second looks here. The Seahawks will just have to, and a great job from Osh Brown splitting those defenders 2 times. She lost it the second time, but Seahawks going to have to put a body on the bigs down low. That's the only way they're going to be able to stop this scoring run.
Walker circulated for Lassiter. Step back in the corner. Didn't get the bounce. That's a tough shot there. Well, step back 3. Losinese. Obudu looking to get hot, but blocked away. Sakima Walker with those long arms swats another one.
She might have got one against Singleton and been able to get to the free throw line, but not on Sakima Walker. She's letting her know my length down here is going to be a problem. She's causing problems down there. Great block from her. Not using the body, just getting the easy, clean block, staying on the floor.
Rutgers getting more than half of its points in the paint so far in this opening half. And they look inside again for Walker, bumped off the spot, but it makes no difference. Tell my teammates, I'm 60 feet tall. We don't have to tell her that her wingspan is 6'9.5", which may not be 60 feet, but is still darn long. And you can see it on the catch there. Now Walker completes the 3-point play. She's up to 7 points. And Rutgers back to a 15-point cushion. Losinese being bothered. Rutgers does not want the NEC Freshman of the Week to get open. That time Krista Grava does and leans into the triple.
Been a little quiet up until this point. Krista Grava, I mean, I know she wanted to see that go in, need a bucket there. I mean, having to knock down a 3-pointer because they've been putting a hold on her down low, so you see her just trying to extend her game and make a couple buckets for the Seahawks.
Yeah, quiet, good point. Krista Grava's first 3 points on that 3. In for Walker, but that time out of her reach. And Krista Grava doing a better job that time of trying to knock Walker out of her rhythm and off that low block.
Yeah, because the bigs are dominating so well up until this point, they just have to make sure that they don't make them get settled. I mean, once they get to their position, you've been seeing Singleton and Walker just really find their shot.
Oh, man. Losinese off the jab step for 3. Wagner can get hot from deep. As a group, they shoot at 34%, and that basket makes it a single-digit game. Can Rutgers find the answer? Under 10 to shoot. Mason. Brown coming outside the perimeter here. Mason looking for another from that spot, and she finds it. Jalen Mason with a couple of threes here in this second quarter.
Rutgers offense finally looking more confident down there. You see them passing from the outside. See, when you get dominant post players, it opens up those opportunities for those outside shots, and Mason with a nice bucket there.
Oh, by the way, Mason now is 3 points shy of 1,000 for her career, so keep that in the back of the brain as we go on here today. Somebody who's been held scoreless the last couple of games, but she'll have a chance at history today.
See them passing it around. The skip pass is so important against the zone because it makes the entire zone shift. And, you know, just Seahawks just a little bit late coming out there on Mason. I mean, like you said, she hasn't really been scoring often, but she can score the basketball.
Rutgers gets the ball back off the Wagner offensive foul. And Erica Lafayette in for the first time here. 7 to shoot, shot clock is off, and downstairs Sakima Walker is all alone. 1 second left. They heave from Thibault way off the mark. Rutgers with 24 points in the paint there in the first half. And
they're just really beastie down low on the boards. And Wagner is right now with that zone, taking them out of position. Can't really get a handle on it.
Well, let's see if the Seahawks can carve their way back into this game. This would help, and this is good from Zanea Thibault on the backdoor cut.
And a great pass there. A team that also executes their offense. I thought they had a slow start against St. John in the first half, but then really came out in the second half. You see Cowan there looking for Krista Grava, and just a nice pass to Thibault, just so quick, and a great finish there.
That's Wagner's point guard getting to the rim, but missed the free throw, something Wagner was good at in the first half, 6 of 7. Well, you mentioned Wagner red hot, 6 straight wins. Rutgers, meanwhile, back-to-back wins. Looking to get back to 500, 7-7 it would be with a win today. Coming off a long losing skid there around Thanksgiving time. Here's Shug Dixon late in the shot clock. Singleton contested and left it short. And Thibault looking to move. But that kick-out pass poked away, and Singleton can't corral it.
You know, Coach Coburn, he also said, you know, they want to get out in transition. And so far, Rutgers has been having a handle on that for real because, I mean, the Seahawks like to get out and run and gun. And so far, Thibault hasn't been able to come out, and Cowan, they haven't been able to push the issue because the Rutgers have been doing a great job.
There is Alex Cowan. The redshirt sophomore hits a 3, and all of a sudden, Wagner scores 5 out of the gates, and it is a single-digit game.
And that's been something that's been keeping him in the game in the first half, hitting some outside buckets. You saw Losanese hit 2 of them. Even Krista Grava, she hasn't been much of a threat down low, but she hit a jumper and a nice shot there from Cowan, just giving something that the Seahawks need out shooting.
Zakima Walker in here as Singleton went to the bench. Dixon held up, but feeds it to Lassiter anyway and missed it from 5 feet out. Wonder if Lassiter was surprised at how open she was so close to the basket. Chance for the Seahawks to really get on a run. Team coming off that landmark win over St. John's, another metro area foe. That time, Thibault long on the jumper and the rebound for Petrie. Lassiter downstairs. Walker back to work, and she'll shoot some more free throws.
You see her throw her hands in the air, really upset. Even practicing her move right there. I mean, really upset that she caught the ball and just couldn't finish. She was wide open. I mean, even with the little bump, she knows she should have had that and one out there practicing before she goes to the free throw line. She knows she's going to get that opportunity again.
Walker, 2 free throws here, 9 points and 2 rebounds for the product of Big Ten country, Columbus, Ohio. And one of the top prospects in her class out of her home state. Top 50 overall, according to ESPN. Won 2 state titles, back-to-back state titles before she closed out her high school career. The third one got squashed because of COVID. Team was in the Final Four. They were at the hotel getting ready for the state Final Four. Didn't get to play the games. But here she is at Rutgers making a big impact. And now Lassiter comes off the steal, but it's an offensive foul. Nice. Job by Zanea Thibault getting back, not quitting on the play, and ending up forcing the turnover.
Talk about her speed and talk about her leadership. I mean, she knew that she turned the ball over here, just doing a great job, just really running back and beating Lassiter to the spot. I mean, very impressive defense from her there. Just felt like she needed to get that one back for her team, and she did.
That is the 11th turnover now against Rutgers. Wagner has the same amount. Now they have a dozen as Petrie picks it away, but she steps out of bounds. And it's going right back to the Seahawks.
Starting to see a theme here. Every time there's a turnover, there's one right back to him. I mean, we just saw it, Thibault giving up the pass, and then Lassiter running over, Thibault getting back, and then this time Petrie just stepping out of bounds after a turnover. It's just been kind of a theme here, so both teams having to just clean it up with these mental mistakes.
Cowan tries it again. Same results. Back-to-back triples for Cowan from the corner. And Wagner knocking down some triples here. Big performance coming out of the gates in the second half.
Yeah, these threes have really been saving them on offense. I mean, again, just not shy shooting them. Rutgers been laid out there on the rotation, haven't really been contesting up into the chest of the players, so they just really been looking for him. Cowan with 2 threes already this half.
And that one, an ambitious pass from Dixon. It will stay with Rutgers. Now, the story for Rutgers last time out against Central Connecticut State was great shooting in the first half, poor shooting in the second half, and allowing Central Connecticut to get back in the game. Wagner right here, 3 of 4 in this second half, and they're certainly back in this game. Does Rutgers have it? Mason from the corner. No. But a foul. They're going to give her 3 free throws? That appears to be the signal. And so, looks like Mason is going to go to the line for 3. And again, Jalen Mason 3 points shy of 1,000. So she can hit the millennium mark with no defense in front of her. But won't do it. Leaves the first one short. 6th-year transfer out of Arkansas. Accomplished player, too, for the Razorbacks. Somebody as a sophomore averaged 11 points a game. Big part of their SEC success. Also very veteran, too. That's a story across Rutgers' team. This is Mason's 139th game. Now coming over from Arkansas with lots of points in her back pocket, and now 999 in her career. Now she'll look for one more basket. She's got 8 points today, and Rutgers back up by 10. And now a steal. Brown's got it. Rutgers looking to run. Rutgers trying to get situated now. Try to get into their set, already single digits on the timer. Mason for history. Yes! Jalen Mason, 1,000 career points, and I think her teammates know it too. How about that as Walker gets the block now too? An accomplished career at Arkansas, doing her thing here at Rutgers, and I got a feeling there's a whole bunch of people in Fayetteville, Arkansas today who are happy for Jalen Mason. And now she wants to lock down defensively, late in the timer for Wagner. Thibault. And we've got a moving screen. Now here's another look at a shot Mason will never forget.
And a nice bucket there. Great ball movement from the outside, and Mason just accomplishing an incredible feat. See her cheesing there at the bench. They're all talking to her, hyping her up right now. Congratulating her for accomplishing 1,000 points. I mean, like you said, it's such an incredible feat to get. And, I mean, just to be healthy and just be out there and playing the game that you love and be able to accomplish at 1,000 points. So congrats to Mason there.
And also worth mentioning, too, comes in her best performance at Rutgers as Walker does her thing again down low. Walker's got 13. Mason has a Rutgers career high 11 as well. And in a day where Rutgers has curtailed the rotation, they've only played 9 players today, which is abnormal. Again, they're trying to shorten the bench going into Big Ten play. The players who have seen action are really producing.
Yeah, they've been looking really good out there. And like you mentioned, just more in sync. Coach Eatman said that he wants productivity now. No longer a trial and error phase. It's time to get ready for conference play. That's
a nifty basket from Thibault. Patience off the pump fake as Wagner just tries to stay in his game. Rutgers shooting the lights out so far. Dixon almost had that stolen away. Mason. Brown bobbling it, claims it back. Now for Walker. No. And then Thibault crashing the glass. She's had a couple of rebounds today. How about the feed? Cowan, another 3, but this time is long on it. No look for Walker, cutting down low, but couldn't hit it, fading towards the baseline.
Wow, Shook Dixon really, I mean, she really has an eye for the game. Just a high IQ and a great pass there. Walker could not connect, but that was a nice pass from Dixon.
Trust is building. The assists are growing right now for the Scarlet Knights. And here's Kate Tokahara. Thibault, before she drove, was standing on the sideline. And so it's a turnover against Wagner. But Rutgers, some of the best offensive this season today. 56% shooters, Mason with a big mark, and the Scarlet Knights have a 13-point advantage here in the third quarter.
Looking confident out there, knocking down her shots, and her teammates looking for her out there on the perimeter. A veteran player, like you mentioned. I mean, 139 games. I mean, that's an incredible feat within itself. But the fact that she's hit 1,000 career points today is just a blessing to see, really.
Is she red hot? Of course she is. Fourth three of the day for Jalen Mason. Pour it on. The Scarlet Knights go in front now by a big sum. They're up by 16.
Why not, right? I mean, the pressure to hit 1,000 points could have been on her. Now she's hit it. She's like, you know what? I'm open. I'm going to just shoot it and knock it down. Career numbers right now for Jalen Mason.
Dixon gives it up for Brown, who lowers the shoulder for two more. This is exactly what Rutgers wanted to put together in its non-conference finale. With a team like Indiana especially waiting on the other side of this holiday break coming up, this is everything and more right now for Rutgers. Against a good team, too. Wagner, one of the best mid-majors in the New York City metro area.
Right, and I mean, they've just been having everything to go right offensively and defensively. You see them working the ball around here, finding Mason, and then you saw the defense coming up with the steal, Osh Brown finishing, passing, assists. They just look really good right now, and I know Coach Eman is happy, especially making the adjustments in the lineup with not the heavy rotation here today. Just everyone coming out here being productive and playing their role.
Dixon slowing things down now for Rutgers. Singleton back in the game, feeds Brown. Looking to bully it in, no. And it's tipped out of play by Wagner. That was Krista Grava who couldn't handle it.
You see here once again, Osh Brown couldn't really get to the spot like she wanted, kind of past the goal, but love that the post players, every time they catch it, they have that space and so they can dive to each other, just looking for each other every single time.
7 to shoot. Back for Brown, spinning around and left it short. Andrea Hayward there for the rebound as she just came back in. Off the jab step, Sanchez Henry gets towards the rim, but can't finish. And now Rutgers will look to extend what has been a 12-2 run over the last 5 minutes after Wagner got it back within single digits. And that'll be a foul against Sanchez Henry.
Well, against Central Connecticut State, Coach Eman said, you know, it wasn't exactly a pretty win. I mean, a W is a W, but we got some things that we need to clean up. And today, they just really came out the gate just looking more poised out there. They had a couple of turnovers in that first half. I think they had 7 in the first half, but just have really cleaned up their act offensively, just been shooting open buckets, haven't been really forcing anything, just playing together as a team. And like you mentioned, it's looking really good. I mean, going and playing a top 10 opponent like Indiana.
Yeah, Rutgers could just not close the door in that game as Krista Grava misses the 3, but Losinese keeps it alive for Wagner. Good sharing of the ball right here, and a couple of free throws as Andrea Hayward didn't get that roll.
Hayward been having a great night tonight. I mean, 4 steals already, but you see her offensively as well, just trying to make something happen. And Krista Grava, they've just really shut her down this game. Hasn't been much of a presence at all. I mean, she's been having to turn into a passer. I mean, the double team coming every single time she touched it. I guarantee you that was the plan coming into the game because she was so dominant last game, 20 points against St. John. So right now, Rutgers is doing a great job just shutting her down.
1 out of 2, and then Marissa Sanchez Henry grabs the offensive rebound. But that one free throw that Hayward made ends a Wagner scoring drought of nearly 3.5 minutes. Losinese trying to create, and the rainbow 3, count it. Now the 3s have dropped for Wagner. It's been everything else that has not gone their way. Well, Losinese now 9 points.
God, I mean, the lefty right there just really filling it out, almost disrespectfully. The one dribble pull-up and a little bit of a fadeaway on the three-pointer. She's got 3 this game. I mean, as a freshman, just so poised. And being able to knock that shot down. That's what they needed right there.
On the 2-on-1, give it up, but Sanchez Henry couldn't hit the lefty lay-in. And the offensive rebound once again. Now, Wagner not going away. They will not let this 6-game winning streak get extinguished easily. 4 to shoot. Losinese attacking this time and fits it in right as the shot clock expires. And a scoring run now for the Seahawks to cut it down to a 12-point difference.
And a nice read off the skip pass. I mean, Losinese catching and know that they're looking for the 3-point shot. A little bit of a jab step, being able to attack the lane with the left and finish.
Dozen seconds left here in the third quarter as Dixon dribbles it out. Here's Sidibe. Faces up. Mason, 3 to shoot. Tried to find it for Singleton, couldn't. Thibault gets it off in time and does not hit the 3. But Wagner able to close this third quarter on a 6-0 run, trying to get back in it in a game where Rutgers is shooting very well, and near event in Piscataway on February 20th leading up to that. In the 1 year where the AIAW, the precursor to the NCAA, and the NCAA itself had competing national championships. And the documentary will tell the story of that Rutgers team that has never really gotten its due because of that competing interest that 1 year. But exciting story to talk about with that program. And I got a feeling those players, some legends in this program's history, are enjoying what they are seeing right now. Jalen Mason pouring in another triple. She's got 17 points.
God, just looking so smooth from the outside. And like we mentioned, you know, hasn't really been scoring the basketball in her last few games. But, I mean, tonight just really feeling good about it on the home floor.
Now, this team has shown some of the marks that 82 team had. Scorers, scrappy, above everything else, a very scrappy team. And Rutgers scrapping its way to a big advantage right now. Down low for Singleton. And this is going to go back to Wagner.
See Lassiter with the kick out here, finding Mason in the corner. She's just been looking silky smooth out there. Just feels really comfortable out there. The follow through looking nice. She's feeling nice. She's playing defense and offense, and Lassiter just doing a great job finding her while attacking the lane. And Mason just having a career night tonight.
Yeah, 17 points for Mason, leading all scorers, her most at Rutgers, most points with the Scarlet Knights. Second chance here. Layup not good for Wabudu as Dixon is slow to get to her feet. And she has done that today, 6 points, 8 assists. And we'll get you an update if we hear anything. You certainly hope for her well-being. I assume it's something with that lower left leg that got trapped. Back to action. Rutgers up by 15. Scarlet Knights with a win go to 500 on the season with Big Ten play coming up after this. And they're doing everything possible to make that a reality as Tyia Singleton joins Mason and Walker in double figures. She's got 10. And now Losinese pull up in and out. The ball movement really quality today from Rutgers. And you see it, the ball continues to move. So does Ash Brown spinning her way in. And now a fourth Scarlet Knight finds double figures. She's got 10.
You see her catch the ball there. Size up the defense, see what it's giving you. A nice power dribble with the spin move.
So
she loves
hope you
that.
have a merry, hope you enjoy the holidays. Be safe, be healthy too, of course. But a lot of things to be happy about if you're wearing Scarlet today with this performance. Rutgers shooting really well, rebounding brilliantly, and you can certainly see the momentum building into that Big Ten slate. Again, it's Indiana straight out of the gate in the final days of December, and then going to the new year at Purdue, back home against Minnesota on January 6th, our next Big Ten Plus broadcasts for Rutgers women. And after dropping games in that little Big Ten appetizer to Maryland and Penn State, Rutgers knows it can do better than that, and certainly getting the momentum to accomplish that goal. As Mason tries to fit it in, can't, and Singleton. Everything going right. I mean it. Everything. Singleton's got a dozen. She's going to the line.
I mean, yeah, everything. The offensive rebounds, the assists, the points in the paint, the chemistry, just everything looking great for Rutgers right now. And I mean, what a way to end their non-conference game streak this week.
Singleton 13-7. Tim Eatman said, we put a lot of pressure on her. Rutgers' only returning starter from that NCAA tournament team last year. And they say we expect a double-double from her every day, and sometimes we get caught up and don't appreciate games like she had last time when she had 16 and 9. They put a lot of emphasis on her performance, and she is rising to the occasion, especially this month. Again, this is her best run of play, I think, of her Rutgers career, now a redshirt junior.
Right, and I mean, she even talks about how she's been learning how to be a leader for her team, you know, just doing whatever necessary to be that.
And gives it up for Petrie. Now Brown from less than 10 away, no. Got her own miss off the pinball. Looking for a timeout. Now look at a jump ball in the end. Now, Rutgers has had more success on these offensive rebounds today, though. 10 on the offensive glass, plus 12 overall in the rebounding margin. Cutting inside, that is Rakisha Bellinger in for the first time. And it's going to stay on this end. Wagner ball. Thibault on the step back, book it. Thibault has had a nice performance today, 8 points, 3 rebounds, and a pair of assists. Wagner just has not been able to shoot from the floor as well as they would like. Ironically, Wagner shooting much worse from inside the arc than they are from outside the arc today. 7 of 12 from deep, his group. Mason inside for Brown, cutting to the rim. And more paint points for the Scarlet Knights.
That's more of that veteran play from Mason. She showed the ball, knew they were going to run out at her, looking for the three because she's hit so many this game, but putting the ball on the floor and just finding the post player. A smooth pass there to find Brown inside.
Yeah, Brown's got a double-double now with 12 points and 10 rebounds. Tokahara tried to curl it around, and she got fouled.
All right, going back to this play here, you saw defender running out a little out of control. Mason, just one dribble, put the ball on the floor. And that's what I think they've been doing a great job, too, just more efficient on offense. Not too much.
The players who have played, or maybe because of, who knows, they have certainly risen to the occasion with some big numbers compared to what we've seen elsewise or otherwise this year, where the numbers have been much more spread out.
Yeah, I mean, it does make a huge difference. You know, we talked a little to Lassiter and Petrie in the post-conference, and, you know, they were saying that, hey, you know, have to stay engaged on the bench. You know, sometimes it's a little difficult staying engaged, you know, when they have a heavy rotation out there on the floor. And you see today, not many subs. I mean, you see the productivity just shooting up instantly. I mean, one of their best offensive games of the season. So an adjustment by Tim Eatman there has just really paid off thus far.
Travel against Singleton, and this will go back to Wagner. Now, Rutgers right now sitting at what would be a season high, season best field goal percentage, 55%. And they're closing in on a season high in scoring as well as Zanea Thibault gets fouled. Now, 4 different players in double figures. Jalen Mason with her most scoring at Rutgers, and now, right as we talk about the rotation being curtailed, this is the hockey swap we are used to seeing. All 5 go off, a fresh 5 come on, including a couple players for the first time. And imagine we won't see Mason or Singleton, Petrie or Lassiter or Brown again for the rest of this one.
Right, and I mean, you see Dixon coming back into the game too, had a little bit of a scare.
True, yes.
Yeah, thought she was going to have an injury, but it's nice to see her back on the floor because, like we mentioned, you know, they're going to need her during conference play. She's had a lot of assists this game. She's been running the offense really well. So, you know, it's really nice to see her back on the floor.
That's a good point. So Shug Dixon back on. Erica Lafayette back on. That's Destiny Marshall inbounding it. Now Lafayette corrals it. Now Marshall in here for the first time. Victoria Morris and China Cornwell are also in for the first time today. And it is Dixon controlling. 6 points, 8 assists against 3 turnovers today for the 6th-year graduate student. And Morris gets bumped. Dixon, oh my gosh, lost her defender there. Now attacks and left it short. Now maybe if the score was different, she takes that 3 after losing Tokuhara. In the corner, it's a long 2, and it's good for Marissa Sanchez-Henry. Interesting to see how these players play for Rutgers in these final couple of minutes, because something else to keep in mind as we go on here in this season. A Rutgers team that does employ that 55. It has a history of getting into a deep bench if needed, try to keep players fresh and circulate a new 5 in and out. You can see these players a bit as Big Ten play goes on. And Dixon trying to force it there late in the shot clock, but Tokuhara picks it off and then draws the foul.
Yeah, Dixon kind of forcing it there. I mean, right idea because Cornwell was open, but, you know, just a little late on the pass there. They just, you know, even though it's just a fresh 5, they have to continue to keep the offensive execution. You know, you never know what's going to happen in conference play. So when you go on the floor, you have to try to still make that immediate impact. And though it's late in the game, you see Cornwell just buckling down and really defending here. They're going to need that same intensity coming off the bench.
3 not there, but it will stay with Wagner after the Sanchez-Henry miss. A couple of players in here, too, for Wagner, who we have not seen much tonight. Raven Pitt in. Sierra Brannon in as well. And there is Rakisha Ballinger swishing the 2. And this fresh 5 that's in here will have to close this one out a little bit. 8-0 run for Wagner to get it back to a 14-point difference. Here's Victoria Morris, the Old Dominion transfer. And now Dixon, timer is at 5. Off the crossover, Dixon cuts inside and feeds it for Cornwell. That's the free throws coming. Shug Dixon has been dishing out the dimes today.
Once again, another nice pass there. Just crafty with the handle and then getting into the free throw line, faking everybody like she's going to try to drive, and a great pass there to Cornwell. She wishes she could finish that one, but a nice power dribble to get in position and earns her a trip to the free throw line.
And a pair of free throws for China Cornwell, the sophomore forward. Somebody who put together a nice performance earlier this week against Delaware State, career high 8 points. And gets 1 out of 2. Marshall gets the rebound and puts it back in. Now Marshall, when she's produced for Rutgers this season, it feels like it's been at or around the rim. And does that once again on the offensive glass.
And she was 2 for 2 last game. I mean, she really likes to crash the boards hard, sneaks in there. You see just leaving everybody. Just a no block out there, really follows the ball off the rim. Coach Eatman said, you know, that's one thing that his team is really, really good at, just knowing where the ball is going to come off the rim on every shot when it comes up. And Destiny Marshall there just really following it and getting to the free throw line.
And you see Dixon coming off. Imagine she will spend the last couple of minutes on the bench with Kiera Sanderlin now in for the first time, the freshman. And the bounce for Marshall, 3 points for her. Well, the bench comes in and does exactly what you want it to do. Try to close this one out. Again, Rutgers with a win goes to 500. We go to 7-7. And going closer and closer to that as Marshall picks it off. And Rutgers will keep it. It'll also be a 3-game winning streak heading into what'll be an 11-day break for the Christmas holiday, with conference play resuming on the 30th against the Hoosiers, against Indiana. That'll be here, by the way, that game. Next time you'll see Rutgers women's basketball. Be home that Thursday, 8 o'clock, and it'll be on national TV on FS1. And that foul puts Rutgers into the bonus. So 2 more free throws here for Marshall. Especially for a team in Rutgers coming off a game that had half as much the offense as they wanted against Central Connecticut, where the first half was outstanding and the second half was 28% shooting. This more complete.
Yeah, Coach Eatman also said that, some of the kinks that they wanted to work out was being productive the entire game. I mean, they can't come out and have a terrible fourth quarter, you know what I mean? They have to keep the intensity, keep the foot on the pedal the entire game. And even though the efficiency was looking good that last game in the first quarter, they didn't keep it up. And that's something that he's been putting pressure on them about, trusting beyond understanding. Has definitely been his phrase, his go-to phrase, and telling his team that they're just going to have to trust no matter the outcome.
One more at the line for Micaiah Finley, freshman. Finley playing in just the second game of her career and couldn't get either at the line. The Rutgers ball under 90 seconds left. Sanderlin, late in the shot clock. She'll pull up from 3 and left it short. For Wagner, too, curious to see how they respond. Again, this is a team that will see a 6-game winning streak end today. They've got one more game in non-conference Tuesday against Seton Hall before Northeast Conference play starts. And this is a team that should contend for that conference title, so try to bounce back quickly.
And you see them still cheering each other on from the bench, just wanting the freshman players to get in the game and come off the bench and still get their points, still work within this offense. Coach Coburn said that, when they did get that one loss of the season, they didn't take it as a loss. They took it as a lesson. And so, getting a really big upset against St. John was something for the history books. But coming in today, just, really couldn't get it done offensively. So he said that, they're just going to spend time in the film room, just really learn from it. They take every loss as a lesson, and they just have to move forward when they get ready to go in conference play.
I remember that line that Terrell Coburn told us about a loss to St. Peter's. Not a loss, lessons learned. Certainly has been that for the Seahawks. As Victoria Morris misses them both at the line, but Destiny Marshall will go right back there. Now, these players who have come in for Rutgers after a lull of about a minute or two where Wagner got on a little roll. They're closing the door, getting to the free throw line. And it'll be mission accomplished for Rutgers. Coming out of that 6-game losing streak, especially with the loss that capped it off, the loss at Penn State, a team Rutgers wants to beat, sort of your regional rival in the conference. This has been a nice palate cleanser for Rutgers. And again, today, this performance against Wagner is against one of the top mid-major schools in the New York City area. Pitt off the crossover, 30 seconds, and Marshall commits the foul. And so a couple of free throws coming here for Raven Pitt. The Rutgers band, we've heard them do this throughout this little 3-game non-conference slate before Christmas. When opposing free throw shooters are shooting on this side of the court, they sing Christmas carols. Right now singing Jingle Bells, and I guess it worked. They forced the miss. And shot clock and game clock just about lined up as Morris turns it over. Again, mentioned this earlier, this is our last Big Ten Plus broadcast before Christmas. No other sports set to be on our Rutgers Big Ten Plus airwaves, so we hope you have a merry and a happy Christmas and holidays. Enjoy it. Be safe, be healthy, too. Yeah, Sanderling commits the foul. Wagner is in the bonus, too, so some free throws will come here as well. I always hear coaches talk about how, one loss or one something can affect an entire week and a half, and I got a feeling Rutgers will get to enjoy the holidays a little bit more because of this close to non-conference.
Right. I think they have, 10, 12 days off 11 days before they play Indiana. So, I mean, it'll be definitely time for them to fine-tune once again, after getting this win, just really learning from it. Learn from the ugly win as well, maybe study that a little bit more. And, yeah, I'm sure they'll be very happy to go into the holidays, getting a little bit of a break and going off a win streak.
Final 3 seconds of this one. Consider this mission accomplished for Rutgers. Scarlet Knights get back to 500. They close out non-conference play on a 3-game winning streak, and they can enjoy the holiday.